Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my head.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast, baby. Woo! And we're still trying to figure this studio shit out because my pop filter wants to add extra fucking bass whenever I need to say the P's, B's, and the fucking V's. So thank you, Pop Filter. If I don't get this shit sorted out, I'm gonna sort you out soon. We got a very serious episode that we gotta cover real quick. First and foremost, I want to say rest in peace to Draco the Ruler. He was stabbed at a concert he was doing in Los Angeles the other night after a confrontation. It looked like a fight broke out or something like that. It's sad to me, guys, that I gotta be saying rest in peace to somebody different every podcast episode. It's very disheartening, and it breaks my fucking heart that I gotta do this. Draco, West Coast legend. Everybody knows he ran with the Stink Team, Shoreline Mafia. He's a known I mean, I'm not even gonna say like his gang affiliation. Like, y'all already know what it is. For his fans out there, you know, he'll be very missed by everybody out here. He changed the game. Everybody came out rapping like Draco out of nowhere after he came out. Everybody tried to copy his style. Everybody tried to imitate his flow. But on a good note, we will cherish his memory this episode. We will speak positively on the things he did, the culture shifting, groundbreaking style that I would say, kind of took a note from either like E40 or Sugar Free. The whole, I'm just gonna rap and just rap a crazy flow that no one's ever even heard of on these fucking banging ass beats. And shout out to Draco the Ruler, man. I see a lot of bullshit on the internet about who did it, and I seen him laid out on the floor, you know, covered in blood. And I just really hate that people, all they want to fucking do is record people that have been murdered or hurt or fights. I don't know what the fuck y'all think y'all doing out here, who the fuck you think y'all are helping. But you're not helping anybody by fucking recording evidence of like an ongoing case or some shit like that. They did it with X, they did it with Dolph, they do it all the time, right? Because everybody has a fucking phone and nobody wants to take the time out to assess the situation in real life. Everybody is just pulling their fucking phones out and recording this shit that happens in the streets. And it fucking bothers me that that's where we are in society. Nobody really gives a fuck about, I don't know, just real, like, come on, guys. This shit isn't, I don't know. I have like no words on like these situations where people just feel like they gotta record every fucking thing, like they're on the fucking Discovery Channel. Like if they're the British guy fucking documenting and narrating everything. It's sad. Rest in peace. My condolences and peace and blessings to all your family out there. And we'll just have a moment of silence real quick. So Draco was locked up for a while. He was facing a crazy sentence. Like, I don't know if it was like a 20+ year sentence or something like that, but I'm sure I don't know the whole like the logistics of the case. I just know he came home, and while he was home, he was murdered. And how do people fucking get fucking knives into these venues and shit like that without getting alerted by the security? And then also too, he was in the altercation when it happened. That's why he got stabbed. Like, I feel like a lot of the things that our beloved artists are getting killed, like the situations, like a lot of them could be avoided. Not completely avoided, but we should just take a step forward in making sure we're a lot more safer out here. I know that after you do a show, you're full of adrenaline and you're with your homies and shit like that, and anything could pop off and you could get killed, guys. Like, this isn't a game. And I want everybody to be safe. I don't want anybody to listen to this and think I'm like trying to critique this shit or whatever. Like, it's just, I'd rather us be safe than us be sorry or fucking have to be in the ground somewhere when we're just getting started with this shit. I really like Draco's music. I really love the movement he brought in. He ushered in a whole new sound for the West Coast. Got all the young homies trying to do a certain style of music. And just paving a way for artists all around. Let me see if I could, hold on. So with the whole Draco thing, I just feel like some of this shit could be avoided. And that's just how I feel. I don't really mean to be like the fucking Debbie Downer of anything or try to scold anybody. Like, these things really are unavoidable as some in pretty much all circumstances, but we just gotta be a lot more safer, guys. We gotta be a lot more cautious. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Rest in peace to Draco the Ruler. Another great artist, another West Coast legend gone too soon, but definitely not forgotten. He had beef with RJ and a bunch of shit that doesn't really matter. And guys, he only came out like maybe like a year or two ago. And if somebody told Draco, yo, you're gonna be killed in fucking, I don't know, like 2 years or whatever, he'd be moving a lot different. And that's just sad how fucking fast life moves. So we're just gonna pay a real quick tribute to Draco real quick. Hello. Sheesh. Shout out to Draco the Ruler. Rest in peace. Like I said again, peace and blessings. My condolences to your whole family out there. To all the LA niggas out there that still be running the streets. I'm going to advocate for fighting over deadly weapons because it's too easy for you niggas to be out here with fucking guns and knives. And I don't know if you guys think this is like a fucking Charles Bronson movie, or you niggas be watching too many John Wick movies. You niggas be just watching too much shit and not learning from nothing. So I pray the evils get what they deserve, everything they deserve in life, because this is ridiculous to me, dog, that this shit is happening all the fucking time now. That like people are literally desensitized. Like now it's normal for people to die and to just make it a social media thing now. Like it's like cancel culture became a thing. Rappers dying has kind of always been a thing since the beginning of this hip hop shit. But now it's just getting crazy. Like we're losing too many young artists, OGs. And I feel like we have the power to change it. We have the power to really do something. I don't know what it is specifically, but I know that we could put the guns and knives down and shoot the fair one if need be. And it's definitely this fucking pop filter. I'm gonna get I might get like a windscreen or something like that, cause this fucking pop filter is getting me mad as fuck. I've already spent too much time on this shit and too much money to just let this shit kind of slide. You know what? I'll take care of it later. I don't gotta do it now. I got more important things to worry about. On a lighter note, let's talk about the 3-6 Mafia and Bone Thugs Verzuz. Was really, really cool. It was really interesting. I feel like a lot of people had 3-6 winning by a landslide, but I don't think they won by a landslide. I just think it's all preference. Like me, I grew up on Bone Thugs and Harmony. Me personally, I grew up on the Weed Song, Buddha Lovers, Thuggish Ruggish, Bone for the Love of Money. And 3-6 wasn't really prevalent in my life. I like sipping on some scissor and popping my collar and some other songs that I probably can't name off the top of my head right now. It was really cool. It was really something else. For me, this was a very interesting, I wouldn't say it was as good as The Lox and Dipset, because that was just a whole, like, that was really like, that was like a special event, like a one of one. I only watched like maybe like the first half hour of Bone versus 3-6. But I feel like in that time, that's all I really needed to see. 3-6, they got hit after hit after hit. But it's kind of like the same. Like it's all kind of like the same clubby type music. Whereas I feel like Bone, they got happy songs, they got sad songs, they got chill songs, they got turn up songs. So I feel like that's all a factor to me. Like 3-6, every song was kind of like the same variation of the last song. Whereas Bone Thugs, they went from Buddha Lovers to For the Love of Money to the Weed Song to No Surrender, which is really high energy. And then after when they did Buddha Lovers, Gangsta Boo, and I think DJ Paul were like dancing or whatever, and Busy Bone took that as straight disrespectful, and then he threw his mic at Juicy J after Juicy J told him to suck his dick, which I spoke on already. It was kind of funny, but I mean in the whole context of watching it from the beginning to that point, I feel like it was unwarranted on both sides. Juicy J shouldn't have said that to Busy Bone after Busy just clarified like, yo, like y'all not gonna mock me on the stage. Juicy J shouldn't have said that, and then that's why they say actions cause reactions. Busy threw his mic, and then from them, he just threw his mic and it's like water or something like that. But then everybody from 3-6's entourage came over, and it seemed like it was gonna be a whole fight. Busy was absent, I think, for one song, but then he came back and he was just like, I apologize, and he said he was sorry, which is really dope. I fuck with that. That's grown man shit. I feel like it wasn't warranted for him to say to apologize and say he was sorry. And it wasn't cool that Gangsta Boo said that he should have been taking his pills or whatever, because that's disrespectful. Like, she's over here trying to personally attack Busy when Busy was just trying to ask for respect. So in these high energy situations, we always got to be careful of the things we do and the things we say, because they could always snowball into other shit. One snowball could cause an avalanche. But I really enjoyed it. I really feel like, these verses, like, they don't even, like, they try to set them up like if they're battles, which they're not. Like, they're live performances, really, like, back to back. And we just think who won, when it's really nobody wins, because it's all preference. It's not like they wrote bars for each other and then the crowd dictates, oh, well, Biz won or Bone won or 361. No, it's just they're performing songs that they already have, hits that they already have. So I guess in that case, everybody wins the verses. I just feel like this was one of the best verses, probably the best verses since the Locks and the Dipset. I would say the Locks versus Dipset was my favorite verses. Then it might be Meth versus Red, which kind of wasn't really Meth versus Red. It was like Meth and Red. And then I would say it's this one, Bone Thugs and 3 6 Mafia. I really liked it. I really enjoyed hearing Bone Thugs and Harmony hits. And I really like 3 6 Mafia performing their hits back to back. It was like a really good complementary, the South with the North sound. I don't know. To me, it was pretty ill. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the whole thing in its entirety. But just wanted to give a quick synopsis on it. Bone Thugs and Harmony versus 3 6 Mafia was really good. I'm gonna watch the whole thing again. Shout out to both groups. They both did their thing. Juicy J was turned up. And then Bone was, Bone is like a unit, like, you know what I mean? It's like they're all like in unison. So it's just really interesting, the dynamic that both groups brought to the table. It was a very interesting performance by both groups. Very, very, very great songs, sound, playlist to put together. If the Verzuz thing weren't like $1,000 a ticket or whatever, however much it is, I would have loved to have seen them perform live. Even though I'm not like the biggest fan of pretty much like either group, but I do favor Bone Thugs a little bit more just because I grew up on their music. And they work with Eazy-E, who's from the West Coast. So we always gotta shout out the West Coast legends whenever you hear the God's Hour podcast. We always got to give it up to for the homies. Got to shout them out. Shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony, Lazy, Crazy, Wish, Busy, and Flesh, and DJ Paul, Gangsta Boo, and Juicy J of 3 6. If I'm missing anybody from either group, I'm sorry. I am not that up on either group that well. A truck full of 100 immigrants fell over in Chiapas, Mexico, killing like 50 plus people. They were alleged immigrants coming from Central America through Mexico, because Chiapas is like the most southern part of Mexico. Like, I think Chiapas borders with Guatemala. So I'm assuming, I'm just guessing that they were getting their papers or coming to the US. But either way, they were trying to come to the US, and it's sad that things like this happen. I think the truck driver got away or something like that. But it's sad, bro. Like, that's what the American dream is. That's the price of people wanting to live in a better country with better opportunities, these things like that. And these things happen all the time with coyotes, smuggling people over, people drowning in the Rio Grande, and falling off of trains and getting caught or getting killed or just getting sold into human trafficking rings, and all that shit goes on every day. So I'm not surprised things like this don't happen or at least covered more often in the news. It almost seems like they try to cover things that'll make the political agenda fit a certain narrative. But rest in peace to all the families of the immigrants that perished in Chiapas. And the only reason why shit like this happens is because there's literally people have to wait years. Like, no lie, people have to wait years for their naturalization, legalization papers so they could come over here and just to work. Like when they come over here, they don't have nothing. They don't have places to go. Most people don't even know how to speak English and shit like that. They know shit like apple and orange and words like hello and hi and shit. But they don't know how to speak English. They don't know where to stay. They don't know where to do shit. They just know how to work better than anybody else. And that, it doesn't really match up to a lot of the opportunities that people have here with just being a natural citizen. And we got another asshole. What the fuck is... I never wanted to bring attention to myself just because I'm not that idiot that his only claim to fame was being popular in high school. So fucking... I don't need to do extra shit to be noticed by everyone else in the fucking world. I'm really low key. I don't go out. I don't drink. I don't even smoke anymore. I'm just a God-blessed man up in this motherfucking bitch on the low. And I make a podcast called God's Hour every week, which I should let these motherfucking assholes know what fucking time it is. It's the God's Hour. It's the motherfucking God's Hour. December Community Day 2021 for Pokemon Go was over the weekend. I really enjoyed it up to a certain point, but there was just way too many Pokemon to catch. I didn't get any good Pokemon, barely any shiny Pokemon I went to the mall. It was way too fucking crowded. Everybody and their mamas was in the mall. And I don't know why they don't just have people... Like, I don't know why they don't limit people in the mall. There's supposed to be 6 feet of space between people. You couldn't even be a foot away from somebody without their fucking kids next to you or just passing by you. It was lame as fuck. I was there for probably half an hour tops by the fuck. I'm not gonna say by where I was specifically. I don't need anybody being around me I don't need anybody that shouldn't be around me. So I was just at the mall and it was a fucking madhouse. Everybody was Christmas shopping, buying their fucking stupid ass, what's that shit, Build-A-Bear fucking teddy bears and chocolates and fucking pretzels and all the bullshit that comes with the mall. I just feel like the mall is like this social status place. Like, God forbid you don't go to the mall at least every Christmas so people could see you and be like, oh, this guy went to the mall. Like, besides that, Com Day was all right. I think what it is I had already got most of the all the Pokemon from from all the community days that happen each month. So I'm good. I didn't really need to participate in the event that much. I just evolved my Pokemon and got the Com Day moves and shit like that. It was a light day for me. I just powered some Pokemon up, evolved them. I wish I could have did some trades, but these fucking goofy ass niggas that I play with, they don't want to trade. They don't want to really play with you like that. I don't know what it is. These motherfuckers act like they're Crips, like they just want to fucking trade with each other like like if they rock like a fucking the same team or whatever the fuck. Really unfortunate. Cali requires masks indoors. It started Wednesday all the way to January 15th, and it's fucking lame to me, bro. Like, it's just, there's no need. You know, they say wear masks, but they don't say stay home. They don't say to take vitamins, take care of your body, to stay 6 feet away from each other. Just wear masks. FYI to everybody, a fucking mask don't really do shit. In an airborne virus, which I think this is, the COVID bullshit, it's all around us, guys. Like, it's fucking, a mask ain't gonna do shit. If you're with somebody who's COVID positive, they have a mask, you have a mask, the chances of you getting COVID is fucking high. High as a hippie on acid, bruh. Really. It's just, fucking, we wear a mask for a month and then what? Oh, are we not wearing masks anymore? Or what the fucking deal is? Because this shit is fucking confusing the shit out of me. I hate politics. I hate the World Health Organization agenda with just wear a mask, get a shot, wear a mask. You have a kid, give them a shot, get them a mask. Fucking doesn't make no fucking sense. It gets me mad as fuck that we are required to do shit that makes no fucking sense. Really. It really pisses me the fuck off. Oh, and they want to say that Latinos ages 20 to 54 have died 8 times more than white people. Like, what is the Los Angeles Times doing when they fucking come up with these bullshit ass narratives? I don't understand. Go ahead, asshole. Go and leave the block already. Everyone knows you're a fucking idiot with your loud ass car. Fucking dickhead. So I don't know what the Los Angeles Times, I don't know what the fuck they think they're doing. I honestly am ashamed and appalled that these fucking cocksucker writers are sucking up and kissing ass to their bosses, writing this horrendous shit. That's like the whole thing with the crack epidemic where they said, I don't know what it is, only black people buy crack or whatever the fuck it was. All the stereotypes. Like, how the fuck do you know Latinos are dying 8 times more than whites? Like, are y'all making some sort of like fucking ethnic study based on this shit for real, where you got Dr. Roz, Dr. Drew, and Dr. fucking Phil on the fucking case? Or is this some shit to scare people and fulfill an agenda? Because I would think when you're making studies, you would make some sort of well-rounded opinion based on facts, not fucking just like these fucking guesses and shots in the dark that don't really mean shit. And I feel like the Los Angeles Times is the white man's handmaiden of racism. Every time, like, oh, rest in peace to Vicente Fernandez. They called him a legendary Mexican crooner, which is very disrespectful. The Los Angeles Times is a fucking American legendary fucking just shit company that wants to take a fucking a legendary topic or anything that's pure and just shit all over it, bro. It pisses me off. Shame on the Los Angeles Times, you know, and all these other corporate newspapers that want you to fucking pay $20 just to read some shit on the internet that they could get anywhere else. Like, it's really fucking bothersome to me that I even have to address these fucking cocksuckers that have no respect. All they have is agendas and fucking bullet points and whatever else is on their fucking whiteboard. They want to fucking assimilate into society. It's just lame. Like, nobody's gonna say it until I do, or nobody's gonna realize it until I say it. However it works out. Let's just get some of this more serious shit out of the way. The ice shelves are melting in the Antarctic, and it's increasing high and increasing high levels of carbon dioxide are being released into the air, and that's not good. We already have too much carbon dioxide. The water's getting warmer. You know, over here in Ontario, it's been like unusually cold. Like it do be getting cold, but not really until January. Like December is kind of like where it starts getting cold, but we've been getting like 65 degree days consecutively now for a little bit, and it's kind of worrying me. Now I'm fully bought into the idea of climate change. It's really fucking weird how this shit works, but it is what it is, man. If the world is really changing, which it is for the worse, then hey, you know, what the fuck are we gonna do? What the fuck can we do, you know? It's just these are the times that we living in, and we just gotta live with them. I seen this funny shit that Lil Uzi's diamond, his insurance company was trying to make it like if he was suicidal. And you know, the Los Angeles Times, we're off of that already. Lil Uzi basically he commented on it. I can't quote what he said specifically, but he was basically like, this is bless you, my boy. Fucking, he's like, this is a piece of jewelry. Like, this isn't nothing. I'm not suicidal. I'm not going crazy. So these fucking insurance vultures just want a fucking penny for everything that people with money have, and it's kind of scary. It really is something to be seen. Get Out is named greatest screenplay of the 21st century. I would agree. So that's a great movie. That's a crazy concept that Jordan Peele wrote. The whole thing, the whole underlying themes, the whole modern day slavery, and just the whole movie was pretty crazy. I'm not surprised that it won best screenplay. I'm just more surprised that more people aren't talking about it more and addressing some of the racist shit that's still going on at this time that was still spoken about. Racism will always exist as long as there's classism. You know, fucking a racist and a classist, the only difference is the way you look at it. El Nariz, Chapo's errand boy, was sentenced to 7 years in a Max, Colorado prison. They got him for marijuana trafficking charges. You know, and the government, they're looking for Chapo's sons and shit like that, which they're gone. Like, they're not. Bless you, boy. They're not going to get Chapo's sons. America's demanding them, but unless they go to Mexico and pull them out themselves, they're never going to get them. Mexico is too dirty. It's too corrupt. And Chapo's sons, they just got too much protection, influence, and infrastructure in Mexico to be caught. Like, it's going to take a sting operation, years of covert intel and shit like that before they even see an American prison. El Nariz, on the other hand, he wasn't saying shit. That fool knew he was going to get killed if he said anything. He's doing time. Chapo's girl, she's going to be doing a little bit of time. And we all know they want the big fish. Like, they don't really care about these, you know, semi-important people that work around Chapo. I think they just want to get Chapo's people just so he could squeal on the people who really control the cartels in Mexico, which, you know, they'll never get him to do. Because some things you just can't get with money or violence. Like, it's just the way you were raised, the way you were brought up. You know, you can never change a person from who they are as a person. Jadakiss is Time Magazine's Person of the Year, but why? Like, why is he the Person of the Year? Is it because y'all fucking want clicks on your lame ass magazine? Is it because you want clout after his fucking legendary performance? Like, I don't get it. Jadakiss ain't like a philanthropist. He's not like a Elon Musk. I would be thinking Elon would be Person of the Year, or Jeff Bezos, or one of these billionaires that all these magazines kiss ass to. But nevertheless, I think it's cool. Jadakiss, you know, he's an awesome rapper. I just think it's kind of confusing that he would be the Person of the Year, like, out of all people. Like, there's a lot of persons in the world, but Jadakiss, I don't know. Anaheim is taking down taqueros in Orange County without permits. I mean, if people want to sell their food, their tacos to people, and people want to buy, then that's on them, bruh. I know it's unfortunate to the people who actually have permits. And, you know, they're not taking away their customers. They're just the customers that haven't done business with them already may not do business with them. And if they do see tacos for $1, you know, they're just, that's competition. You know, you can't really blame people without permits. You just got to blame the business market. And you can never really blame the business market because the market is the market. La merca is la merca. And that's just the way it is. Ancient mummies with gold tongues were found in Alexandria, Egypt, dating back to the 600s BC. Really interesting how Egyptian mummies are still being preserved with ancient techniques, ancient embalming techniques from thousands of years ago. And they're still being dug up by these fucking sandbox kids that just want to play with tools and shit like that. I'm just kidding. There's real people that actually do care about the archaeological system. It's safe to say that Egyptians invented the original grill. They're the original franchise boys out here with the jewelry, with the grills. Dahlin Burgers copies In-N-Out with like their whole color scheme and the little sailor hats. And it's just funny, if you ever seen like Dahlin Burgers, they even copied the N, Dahl N Burgers, in and out. They're fucking biters, dog. So they're getting hit with a lawsuit from In-N-Out. I hope they lose. They probably are gonna lose because it's copyright infringement or whatever, like all the way. So fuck Dahlin Burgers. I'm gonna go and get a fucking In-N-Out burger right after this, just so Dahlin Burgers could go fuck themselves. And I feel like we need to be more independent with our business. People just want to copy everything they see that's successful. They want to copy formulas. They just want to take other people's business, and they could go fuck themselves. I was dying for a record deal or something like a Def Jam deal or something like that for the longest time, until I made La Merca Superior and I came up with doing my own shit because I was offered a shitty ass record deal. I don't know what this fool wanted to sign me for. I'm not going to say his name, but some DJ who is, I mean, everybody's fucking connected these fucking days. You can't even say that, you know, oh, he's connected. Like, it's, you know, with the internet, everybody's connected with something or to something now. I feel like you should just do everything on your own, guys. You don't have to fucking get a manager or anything really, unless you really want to go and be with the big fish out here. But until then, just do your own thing. Nothing is better than being a self-sufficient, successful businessman. Jake Paul wants to fight Canelo Alvarez because Canelo was the number one highest paid boxer of the year, and Jake Paul is number 2. I don't think Jake Paul understands how fucking boxing works. Money doesn't equate to skill. He's already over here bitching about how he has speech problems. He's slurring his words. He's already got like 4 concussions or whatever the fuck. He's already been in a coma. He saw the bright lights. He is hearing voices or whatever the fuck it is. And you want to fight Canelo, one of the fucking greatest boxers of our time? Whatever, you know what I mean? You could get your ass knocked out by a legendary fighter. You know, Don King is mad as a motherfucker right now. He can't even believe that Jake Paul is doing this shit right now. Only in America. Ozark. I just finished watching Ozark with my pop. We watched the whole thing together. It was really dope. I watched the first episode when it came out. And I didn't really like it. It was just I was a kid, not a kid, but I was younger and I wasn't really into the film shit. So it was just kind of like, it wasn't really up my alley. And then like the whole first season, like Agent Petty, you know, he's gay and there's like gay scenes and shit like that. Like I really didn't like that. I really don't dig seeing all this homosexual shit on the TV. That's just my preference. If you're gay and you fuck with it, that's on you. I just don't fuck with it. I don't care for it at all. I fucking look away when them shits are happening. I actually fast forward this shit because I was watching it with my pops. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna skip this shit because that's really gay. Mas puto way. Besides that, I really fuck with Ozark. You know, Jason Bateman or whatever his name is. He can direct. He could really make a show fucking ill. I really like that Wendy, you know, she gets power hungry, you know, towards like the end of the second season, and she makes fucking Marty look like a martyr with all her shit extra shit that she was doing. The third season was awesome. I didn't expect what's her face to get killed, Helen to get killed. It really looked like Marty's kid was about to shoot her with the shotgun, but then in the end, where the main hitman assassin or whatever kills her, it was kind of like a plot twist. But you could see why that happened, because she was just kind of trying to encroach on the bird business, and she was really doing shit that she shouldn't have, which that's probably the most realistic shit on the show. That's another thing. The reality of a lot of the shit they were doing, they would have been killed by the cartel already from the first episode. Dell would have killed them. Had Dell been killed by the hillbillies, the cartel would have burned their fucking shit to the ground. So a lot of this shit is really like a white man's fantasy. Kind of racist. It's pretty much unbelievable, but besides that, it's a great show. It's a great fictional show about shit that's not even, because you know, when I watch something, I want to see the reality of it. I want to at least be like, okay, this isn't like some Breaking Bad shit. Like, this shit could happen. In a lot of ways, it is better than Breaking Bad, but in a lot of ways, it's not. Also, it's just based on like white people logic. And I'll say up until this point, I'll give Ozark like a good 8, 7.5 to 8 on the scale. It was a pretty awesome show. Like the way they wrapped it up. Like for it being what it is, it's an awesome show. Great directing, great acting. It's written really well. The characters, I mean, the storyline is pretty neat, pretty unique. Shout out to One of None Barber Studio. Shout out to the homie Carlos and all the 2 other homies that work there. One of None. That's what we're naming this podcast episode after. I always get the freshest fade from the homie. I've known Carlos since we were like in middle school. I know that he was cutting hair in like a garage and stuff like that. I never anticipated that he would be like in his like own studio business, cutting hair and shit like that. My mom was a hairstylist as well, but she never really wanted to be a boss. She just wanted to pay her rent at a well-established business and get her money that way. So shout out to the homie Carlos. I never had a bar. Well, I would get my hair cut by some barbers, but they would always fuck my shit up, and people would always laugh at me, like, you know, to themselves when I would leave and shit like that. And the way business is constructed, you don't want your customers leaving feeling like, oh, these fools don't want to fuck with me or they're making fun of me, because that's the best way to get your business buried. But shout out to One of None. Always a great atmosphere. They got beer, they got water, they got snacks, they got a fucking a hair washer thing there. They got PlayStation, they got Squid Game, Netflix, YouTube. They got bitches, blunt, champagne, wine. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know about all that other shit, but yeah, man, One of None. They are one of none, and none of one is what it is backwards. You know, I've been getting my hair cut by Carlos for like 3.5 years already. It's pretty crazy, you know, like you know, you gotta always appreciate your barber. It's like seeing your doctor. It's like seeing your go-to person that whenever you need your services attended to, you can always have a trustworthy, reliable. You always need a trustworthy, reliable barber. Just like you need a good dentist, a good therapist, a good physician, a good all that shit. You know what I mean? It all goes hand in hand. Mortal Kombat 11. I just finished the story. I liked it a lot better than Mortal Kombat 10. 10 was kind of far-fetched. 9 has the best storyline, but 11 has one of the most unique storylines ever. The fact that, you know, Liu Kang couldn't, you know, from in the end of the first part, Raiden lives. He gave his power to Liu Kang, and Liu Kang couldn't work the hourglass, the sands of time. So fucking Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, and Fujin, they were sent to like limbo by Kronika, and they just go back in time. They defeat Kronika, and in the end, it's Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung. And I just love Shang Tsung. He's probably like Shang Tsung and Quan Chi ever since Deadly Alliance. They've been like my favorite villains. They just they're sorcerers, and Shang Tsung, he just sucks the life force, the souls out of motherfuckers, and he becomes younger and shit. He's like 1,000,000 years old. Mortal Kombat 10 was kind of cool, introducing Kotal Khan, Devora, and a bunch of other people. I just felt like they could have used a lot more older Mortal Kombat characters. Mortal Kombat 11 definitely had a better, more interesting storyline that made things more interesting. And in the end, I picked Liu Kang to beat Shang Tsung. And Liu Kang goes back in time, and he pretty much trains the great Kung Lao's ancestor. And if you pick Shang Tsung to win, he becomes like Galactus, the supreme ruler of the universe. And he has Fujin and Raiden do his bidding, which is fucking crazy. It's wild that you know, that's what Shang Tsung ultimately always wanted, complete control over all the realms. I would give the story of Mortal Kombat 10, I would give it a 7. I would give Mortal Kombat 11 a 8, and I would give Mortal Kombat 9 a 9 on the Richter scale. Awesome games. The fighting style is kind of different in 11 from 10 to 9. I would say I like 11 more than 10, but I would say Mortal Kombat 10 was a lot harder. The story mode was definitely a lot harder than 11, and I kind of like that. Mortal Kombat 11 was kind of a little too easy, the story mode, whereas Mortal Kombat 9 was really challenging. Like, that shit was... Like, you literally have to play that character in the story mode a few times just to get a grip on the combos, the special moves, and things of that nature. Especially the end, like Shao Kahn and Liu Kang are the hardest characters to beat. Like in the whole, like in the 3 games that came out, they're like the hardest motherfuckers to beat. And I just like the concept of going back in time, multiple universes and realities. It really diversifies the narrative, the whole narrative of the Mortal Kombat. Like, it's not about the tournament anymore. It's kind of like about like multiple realities and stuff, which is cool, but they got to bring it back either to the origins of the Mortal Kombat tournament or to the canon story. CSI is coming very, very, very soon, guys. I'm not gonna say when it's gonna drop, but you kind of have an idea. I always have a specific date in mind when I'm gonna drop music. And Cocaine Sell Itself. I try to tell y'all, I want to shout out all my producers, Float Lucid, NC, Nelonius, DJ Adobe Premiere, K Slugger. Shout out to Flash, Flash's Clayton, Sally Ghost, Saru Gold. Who else? Who am I missing? Is that it? Oh, Nelonius, Spark the Live. Jay Levison, I don't think I'm going to have you on this one, but we're definitely going to do some other stuff in the very near future. It's going to be 11 tracks. I've worked on this for pretty much many years now. It's just a compilation. It's a thank you to all my producers who've been working with me thus far. And that's all it is. Cocaine Sell Itself, self-explanatory. Yeah, shout out to everybody who's been working with me. There is some features on there, but for the most part, it's just me. And the producers, that's really what it was. Cocaine Sell Itself started out as just me rhyming over all my producers' beats. I don't think I have a single beat on here that I made, which I like. You know, I'm producing myself now, but this I always like making albums with either one producer or just not me. You know, always got to mix it up, got to get the creativity going differently. I got this Rime NFT, which is really dope. I'm barely getting into like crypto and the NFT stuff, but I got an NFT from Rime. I'm never gonna sell it. It's a one of one. It's really awesome. It's pretty much like a GIF, like an artistic GIF. So shout out to Rime, MSK, AWR, The Seventh Letter, Known Gallery, Discord, Pins and is it Pins and Needles? That they're partnered with or they do business with or whatever. They make all the pins. Shout out to y'all for working with me and getting my NFT. I really fuck with the community, all the holiday giveaways and mystery boxes y'all got supporting the raza, the movement, the graffiti culture. Retina, Revoke, Saber, Ear Snot. I'm just trying to shout out West Coast people now. Rime, Tumor, Apex. There's a lot of graffiti writers that changed my life, my whole passion, my whole artistic vision. La Merca Superior is forever and influenced by these great artists, graffiti writers that did time. They got charges. Some of them were murdered, such as rest in peace, Ty. Shout out to GK. Shout out to all graffiti writers such as myself, aspiring artists such as myself, rappers that are influenced. Shout out to Fora. He's part of the culture, even though he's kind of mainstream now. I'll never take away the fact that he started. The first song that I really dug by him was Tagger Style Part 2. And yeah, shout out to Rime. That NFT that I got from you was really dope. I'm probably gonna want you to sign it. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I'm gonna want your autograph for that thing, cybernetically in cyberspace somehow. Freddie Gibbs, Jim Jones, their entourages supposedly, allegedly had a fight somewhere, like at a restaurant or something like that. I think it's corny. I would never think they would have beef with each other. I don't know what it's for. I think it's kind of corny. And let's just do a better job at keeping each other safe and not falling victim to bullshit or things that are misunderstandings, because that's the easiest way that you could be buried out here, is just by bullshit and things that just snowball into avalanches. Cher is weird, yo. I seen the legendary Cher on Twitter. She took a picture of like this couple that she had seen, and she was like, "You're gonna remember this forever." She found him on Twitter and was like, "I took this picture." She, like, women do weird things now, bro. Women have the power to just be themselves, and it's funny that what they're doing now. Shout out to Cher. She's awesome. Legendary artist. What people do on the internet is just hilarious, and it's just getting fucking like really more interesting every day. I really like that Logic came out with the Suicide Hotline song. Ever since that, people have been calling the Suicide Hotline, and the numbers are up, and people are just talking. Hopefully it's from a genuine place and not because they heard the song and they just wanted to call in just to say hi or whatever. But there is a lot of people are struggling out here with their own problems, their own issues, and they don't really have anybody to talk to necessarily. Spider-Man No Way. Is it No Way Home? Yeah, it is. Spider-Man No Way Home. I seen it. It seemed like it was gonna be like they build it up to be really, really dope. Like it started to be really, really, like if it was gonna build up to be a really great movie, but by the time they brought in Tobey Maguire and the other Spider-Man, it just seemed like they went somewhere else with it. I don't know. It started off really good, but by the end it kind of toppled over like a fucking Jenga, like some sort of Jenga shit. I would give it I would say this is one of the best Marvel movies, maybe one of the best Spider-Man movies to come out. Definitely one of the better ones. Out of all of them, Jamie Foxx was dope. They brought back Dr. Octopus from the original Spider-Man 2. They brought back Willem Dafoe for Green Goblin. He fucking murdered that shit. Willem Dafoe really held it down for this movie. I really enjoyed his performance, Jamie Foxx's performance. I like Sandman's performance. He really killed it. And besides the story line going to shit at the end, it was a really good movie, really good acting. And I feel like one of the main themes was like, you gotta live in the moment. You can't try to change the past. You can't change the past. You can't even change the present. You just gotta go with it. I mean, you could change the present, but you know, once things are set in motion, they're set in motion, and we just gotta appreciate what we have now. So I kind of like that concept. Besides the whole storyline thing not really working out in the end, it was really cool. It set up the next Venom movie, where he's in the bar in Mexico, and the timeline brings him back to his reality, but he leaves some of his symbiote shit behind at the bar. And in that scene when he's in Mexico and he leaves with the symbiote behind, some lady was like, "Is that mean there's gonna be a Latino Venom?" And it's like, no, there's gonna be a Mexican Venom. Like who no one knows. Like, what the fuck? That shit was hilarious. You know, people get it confused. Like, we're not Latino, we're fucking Mexican. Come on, y'all. We're gonna have a Mexican Venom, and if we don't, who gives a fuck? We're all Venom in our hearts. All right, y'all. I love Venom. Can't wait for the next Venom movie. I want to see Toxin. I want to see Scream and the other symbiotes. Venom was talking about in the last Venom movie in the end that the Hive, that there's different realities in the Hive symbiote and shit like that. So I'm really excited for the next Venom movie. The Spider-Man movie, I'll give it like a 7. I know everything's a 7 with me, but for me, a 7 just means it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Like, it was just like whatever. So maybe a 6. I don't know. I seen it in 3D way in the front row. So maybe had I seen it, I don't know, in a different setting, I would have liked it more. I want to end the podcast off by saying not only rest in peace to Draco the Ruler, but Vicente Fernandez, a fucking legendary Mexican singer to sing many great fucking anthems and ballads, such as
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.